YouTube. It's Gabriel, just another fan TV. Back at you another video. And I want to talk about Willie Snead's interview with Tyler Dunn. I'll put a link in the description to the article. And where he talks about Greg Roman's offense and many other things that happened as far as his career, his life, and things like that. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You guys have been killing it. I appreciate y'all. Above 70 subscribers now, so let's keep it pushing. Keep liking the videos, keep subscribing. Thank you guys. All right, so Willie Snead did an interview, and he talked about his time with the Ravens, his career, how's it going, and I think he's a free agent right now, so looking for another job. But the main part of stuff the Ravens fans was his comments about Greg Roman and the Ravens offense while he was there. So he started off with, he started off with Joe Flacco. It's a traditional West Coast offense, short passes, time and rhythm, play action, a traditional NFL pro-style offense, okay? When Lamar Jackson took over, he said it became more run-based. Greg Roman got promoted from, as we know, Greg Roman got promoted from from run game coordinator to offensive coordinator, and things took a big shift. He said it felt like it was overwhelmingly 70-30 towards the run. Now I looked it up. The Ravens in 2019 were 58-42 run. In 2020, they were 58-42 run again. And in 2021, they were 54-46 pass. So that was a big shift in 2021. So last season was a big shift. But I get his point. His overall point was that the offense wasn't wide receiver friendly. It was more creative for the tight ends than the wide receivers. 100% fact, true. So the things that stood out to me in this interview was, one, he said that playing with Lamar Jackson was great. Lamar Jackson is a great guy to play with, great quarterback, great teammate, and that it ain't on Lamar Jackson that they can't get receivers. And I think that's one of the biggest points, is because as Ravens fans, we have to defend Lamar Jackson. Oh, why would wide receiver come and play here? Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball. Why would they want to play here? When it's not about if Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball. Obviously he can, and he does it very well. Just look at last season when the Ravens started out 8-3 with a more passing approach, and Lamar Jackson was just firmly in the MVP consideration. So all that he can't pass stuff is silly. Obviously, they look at 2019, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Okay, but we still had to say, oh, why would a receiver come here? Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball. We had to hear all of that. Willie Snead nips that in the butt. Lamar Jackson, good quarterback. Great quarterback. It's not on him. All right. Secondly, he said that, and the biggest indictment to me was, he said that Greg Roman doesn't change his game plans from game to game. Now, for to start off this statement, he said that, passive concepts aren't that good, that Sean Payton and John Gruden are guys who are more creative than Greg Roman. And that's obvious. The passive concepts not being good is something that we've heard from Kurt Warner, Steve Smith, Des Bryant. Now add Willie Snead to the mix of guys who said that these passive concepts that Greg Roman puts out there aren't that great. All right, so that's nothing new. But as a coach, as an offensive coordinator, for Willie Snead to say that no matter who we play, pretty much, we're going to roll out the same game plan, you can't have that, man. He was talking about how Sean Payton uses motion and things like what to create one-on-one matchups, get guys involved, and put them in positions to win versus certain defenses. He said that with Sean Payton, said that with John Gruden. And that's how you're supposed to coach an offense. The other 31 teams in the NFL don't run the same defense. So for Greg Roman to try out the same offense with minimal adjustments every week is a huge indictment on his play calling. And this is my thing with Greg Roman, right? I'm not so much of a person who hates the system, especially if it looks like how it did last season, where it's more balanced. The Ravens still had explosion, still had big plays, and I saw some progression in the pass game. My biggest thing is with Greg Roman is being an adjuster. So when I hear comments like, "Oh, from game to game, we ran out the same thing," and we can't do that versus NFL defenses, which is true. You could not say every game we're going to run the same offense that we run. Now, obviously, you're not going to change up the offense every week, but you got to have variations. You got to have different ways to play. When the Ravens get into situations where their back's against the wall and option A doesn't work, what can Greg Roman do to unlock something else? And that seems to be the issue. That's why most Ravens fans, me included, do not want Greg Roman to continue to be offensive coordinator. But he will be for at least this season. Now, this Willie Snead article is interesting because what does it mean for the Ravens this year? I think the Ravens are still going to look like how they did in 2021. 55-45, 54-46 passing. We can't go backwards and go back to 58-42 run. Can't go backwards. You keep progressing the pass game. Now, they've given Greg Roman everything he needs to be successful. Tight ends, running backs, all of that. Lamar Jackson is here, the ultimate guy for Greg Roman, right? This ain't Lamar Jackson's offense. It's Greg Roman's offense. Let's remember that. It might be tailored in certain ways to extenuate some of Lamar Jackson's strengths. I'm not saying that. Of course, there are some things in here that help Lamar Jackson play well in this system, but this is Greg Roman's system. The fact that that he could comfortably say, Willie Snead could say, that he doesn't change the game plan from week to week. That's bad. And that needs to change. Because if the Ravens have any aspirations of doing what I think they can do this season, they're going to have to hit teams with approaches that they haven't seen before and be creative. When I watched them play the first, 8-3, so first 11 games last year, I liked what I saw overall. Now, did they start off slow in too many games? Yes. And did they have to come back too many times? Yes. But if they can get quicker starts, then I'll be more excited about where this team is going. So when I listen to somebody say Greg Roman doesn't adjust, pulls out the same game plan week to week, we got to look at John Harbaugh too. Harbaugh, why are you letting a guy who rolls out the same thing every week stay? You just fired a guy who did that. Wink Martindale rolled up the same defensive game plan every week. 0 blitz, man-on-man, pressure, simulated pressure. We're going to have 7 guys at the line of scrimmage. 7 may come, 4 may come, 3 may come. We don't know, right? And it worked for a time. But when it didn't work, when he failed to adjust, when we didn't have the proper players in place to run his preferred system, Wink Martindale and John Harbaugh have a mutual parting of ways. All right? So if that's the case, why is Greg Roman still here? Is it easy for John Harbaugh to have Greg Roman here as a scapegoat? I don't know. I mean, some people may say that, but I just think that it comes to a point where you got to look at what's happening with the offense. You got to look at what other people are saying. And listen, don't let all outside noise in the building. I get all of that. But when you hear the same thing from multiple sources, it starts to become fact. So Greg Roman, if he is not successful this year, he has to go. And when I hear articles and interviews like this from Willie Snead, it does nothing but unsettle the fan base and kind of confirm what a lot of people have been feeling, that while this offense has been successful under Greg Roman, there needs to be a change. There needs to be progression. They need to get better. All right, they can't simply do the same things every week and expect different results, especially when it comes to playoff times and the teams are better defensive coordinator, better players on the field. They're studying you. We just can't do that, man. We just can't do that. So I saw the Willie Snead interview, and I just want to make a video on it talking about the offense, talking about Greg Roman, and saying that you got to get better. You got to adjust, man. Got to adjust, and that the Ravens have a generational quarterback in Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is not the reason free agent wide receivers won't come here. It's the system. So if the system can't get free agent wide receivers to come here, then either the system needs to change or the Ravens need to make the system better. One of the two things have to happen, or they got to draft better, something. But anyway, it's your boy Gabriel. Just another Fan TV. I'm out.